So I want to take a look at this workout by National Geographic that says this 1 minute workout could transform your health. This is going to be a bit about running and sprinting, and I've just started to read it, so we'll finish it together. But I thought it was pretty interesting with what they say about higher intensity activity like this. So it says influencers can call sprinting the ultimate fat burning workout. Experts say it's more nuanced, but research shows this high intensity exercise offers surprising benefits for the heart, muscles, and even the brain. I'm a casual runner myself, big fan of sprinting. Of course, not for everyone. If you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. But if you enjoy it and you are feeling the benefits of it, a lot of people really like it. So sprinting has been getting a lot of hype online. I don't know if that's really true. I feel like it's been around for a long time. The research backs it up. Short, intense bursts of running offer powerful benefits from cardio fitness to strength and cognitive function. And I really like that too, because one of my favorite books called Spark is all about exercise and the brain. Really interesting stuff, cognitive function in particular. And it says, and you don't have to do it every day to see results. So it says, because it's high impact, sprinting isn't right for everyone, but for those without physical limitations or injuries, it can be an outstanding choice for variation in one's workout routine, says Ken Clark, a certified strength and conditioning coach and associate professor of kinesiology at Westchester University in Pennsylvania. So it says, here's what you need to know about the science-based benefits of sprinting and how to do it safely. So sprinting involves short, all-out efforts, bursts of movement lasting anywhere from 15 seconds to a minute, followed by periods of rest or active recovery. Yes, that is what I typically do myself and with my clients that I train as a personal trainer. Usually somewhere between 15 seconds and a minute is going to be that time frame for all-out effort for a sprint. So I do like this so far. It says you are really maxing out your systems, and that creates a big driver for adaptation, says Katie Hirsch, researcher and assistant professor of, as you can see, your body kind of goes, holy, what did we just do? I better really adapt in case we do that again. I think that is actually true for all exercise. When you're challenging yourself with something new, where you really are like, whoa, that was intense. That was something I'm not used to. Your body's going to have to adapt to it. So I like this so far. It says the style of training has been shown to improve VO2 max, which is the maximum amount of oxygen your body can use during exercise, which is considered one of the best markers of cardiovascular fitness. We say cardiovascular, cardiorespiratory, that's fine. Boosting your VO2 max through sprinting can also make other workouts feel easier. Yeah, if your cardio is getting better, other stuff is going to be easier, if that's what they mean. So it says some research suggests sprinting may be especially effective for women's cardiovascular health. In a 2016 study, women who performed just 4 minutes of sprint intervals per week for 12 weeks achieved greater VO2 max gains than men following the same protocol. We've seen that more women respond favorably to this type of training, Hirsch says. Sprinting can also support overall heart health and reduce cardiovascular risk factors, such as blood pressure and cholesterol, says Heather Vincent, Vice Chair of Research and Director of the University of Florida Health Sports Performance Center. It goes on, but the benefits go beyond the heart and lungs. While sprinting, you apply high rates of force to the ground, recruiting fast-twitch muscle fibers, those responsible for speed and power that are often underutilized in day-to-day movement or low-intensity cardio. As we age, we tend to lose those fibers in both size and volume, which is a problem, says Vincent. Sprinting helps preserve them, which can translate to better agility and coordination later in life. And it goes on, it's also one of the few cardio workouts that support bone density, particularly in areas like the spine, hips, and femurs. You won't get the same skeletal benefits from cycling, says Vincent. I guess they're purporting that is because it's a high impact activity, and we know that some impact activity has correlation with skeletal density or bone density. A 2023 meta-analysis even found that short distance runners had better bone mineral density than long distance runners. That would make sense to me if it was high intensity or plyometric in nature, or high impact in nature. Sprinting may also benefit your brain. Absolutely love this part. There's now some data to show that sprinting or high intensity exercise can actually help control some age-related degenerative decline, like in Alzheimer's, says Vincent. It's that high blood flow that comes from the sprinting activity that appears to be really beneficial. And I really like that, because if anyone has gone through that feeling of you've gotten your heart rate up pretty high for a while, you're really putting in the effort, start to get that workout high or that runner's high that people talk about. I myself have definitely noticed, at the very least, a calm or relaxation after the workout, more focus, more energy. When we have educational material out here that shows the benefit, not only physically that we get from higher intensity exercise, but also mental and cognitive as well. So it says that perhaps the most surprising benefit, you don't need to do much of it. We've seen VO2 and muscle health benefits with just 2 sessions a week, says Hirsch. It's one of the best bangs for your buck. I think that's great. And so, for example, let's say most people are working out somewhere between 2 and 4 days per week, or 3 and 5 days per week, maybe 3 and 6. It doesn't have to be every day. And myself as a trainer, I typically have people do something higher intensity, not every day of the week. And certainly they're going to be resting a few days a week anyway, but not every workout day of the week. It doesn't need to be high intensity all the time, depending on the goal, depending on the person and their fitness, their current abilities, etc. So really like this so far. It says, can sprinting help you lose fat and build muscle? Well, let's see. It says, despite the hype, sprinting isn't a miracle shortcut for fat loss or muscle gain, but research does support its role in boosting metabolism and helping maintain strength. Compared to sustained endurance exercise, sprinting can lead to greater fat burning in the post-exercise period and during rest intervals, says Vincent. That metabolic afterburn, formerly known as excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, which trainers know as EPOC, EPOC, it says can contribute to a higher overall calorie burn. So basically what that means is once, or at least the way that I understand it, when your heart rate is up for a certain amount, for a certain amount of time, at a certain level, for a certain amount of time after the workout when you're done, you are continuing to consume more oxygen and therefore more calorie burn after that. Basically, your metabolism is up after that, at the least temporarily. So it says still you can get to the same place with different types of exercise, she says, but to get fat loss, we need to be in the same level of calorie deficit. Right, we need calorie deficit no matter what, if we have fat loss going on or weight loss at the least. A 2017 study on sprint training found its effects on body composition were similar to those from medium intensity exercise. The best choice for fat loss is the exercise you'll stick with. All right, I'm fine with that now. I think there's more to that. I think that's okay to say it like that for now. Another common claim is that sprinting builds muscle, particularly in the glutes, hamstrings, and quadriceps. Quote, on social media, when people say you're going to lose fat and gain muscle, it makes it sound really extreme, like we're really going to get shredded. That's not what's going to happen. Really depends on your algorithm, right? I don't necessarily see stuff that says that, but if it says so, maybe that's what some people are seeing. They go on, still, sprinting does activate large muscle groups and fast twitch fibers, which can lead to some hypertrophy, especially in those new to training. A 2009 study found that women had a greater growth hormone spike after sprinting than men, which could result in more muscle development in women than men. But don't expect significant gains unless you're pairing it with strength training. Quote, it's not necessarily a replacement for strength training, but what it can do is promote maintenance of muscle size and muscle power. It says promote maintenance, very interesting. So if it's saying what I think it's saying, which is if you're building it elsewhere in another way, it seems like what they're saying is sprinting is to help preserve or maintain that muscle size and power that you've built with other activities. And correct me if I'm wrong, people in the comments, you can let me know if you interpret it a different way, but that would also make sense to me. Weights are still your best stimulator of muscle, it goes on, but sprinting does stimulate muscle better than any kind of steady state cardio, like a long run or walk. Of course, it's higher intensity. That would make sense. I really do think sprinting is one of my favorite activities to do outside. I love to be outside. And of course, it's not everything that I would do myself. It's not everything that I would do with a client as a personal trainer. But it can be a great addition to a overall fitness plan. So that was very interesting. Let me know what you think. And I will put a link to some of my most favorite things that helped me got started on my fitness journey in the description. And I'm curious to see how you guys like this article and sprinting. Let me know.